You know what's exhausting? Caring. Just all of it. Caring what your neighbor thinks about your car, caring what your ex thinks about your Instagram, caring what that random person at the grocery store thought when you grabbed the wrong avocado and put it back. You've been carrying the weight of everyone else's opinions, everyone else's expectations, and somewhere in there you lost you. And sweetheart, I am here today to tell you something that is going to feel like taking off a backpack full of bricks. I want you to hear me clearly. You are allowed to let go. Not tomorrow. Not when you finally figure things out. Right now, today, this very moment. I want to start with an affirmation. Say it with me, or at least say it in your heart because nobody can hear you through the screen. I am free. I release what no longer serves me, and I welcome peace into every corner of my life. Go on. Say it. It doesn't matter if it feels silly. Silly is fine. Silly means you're trying, and trying is everything. Now, let me ask you something, and I want you to be honest with yourself because there's nobody else in this room right now. How long have you been holding on? How long have you been gripping so tightly to what people might think, to what might go wrong, to what you might lose, that your hands have forgotten what it feels like to be open? That's not living, my love. That's white-knuckling through life, and you deserve so much better than that. Here's the funny thing about letting go, and I say funny because if I didn't laugh, I'd cry. We humans are absolutely convinced that if we worry hard enough about something, we can control it. If I overthink this situation enough times, maybe I'll solve it. If I replay that conversation at 2 a.m. one more time, maybe I'll find the perfect comeback I should have said 6 weeks ago. Darling, the universe is not impressed by your overthinking. The universe does not reward anxiety points. It rewards alignment. It rewards peace. It rewards the people who wake up and decide not today. Today I choose to act as if none of this heaviness matters. Because in the grand, beautiful, ridiculous scope of eternity, most of it truly doesn't. Now, I am not telling you that your feelings don't matter. Please hear that. Your feelings are real. Your pain is real. Your frustration, your grief, your fear, all of it is valid, and I want to acknowledge that right now. If you've been struggling, if you've been in a season where everything feels heavy and nothing feels light, I see you, and I am so glad you're here. But here is what I've learned after many, many years of working with people and working on myself. There is a difference between acknowledging your feelings and being imprisoned by them. There is a difference between feeling fear and letting fear be the driver of your entire life. And today we are going to talk about how to make that shift. So let's get into it. Why do we hold on in the first place? Why is letting go so incredibly hard when logically we know it's what we need to do? Science actually has a beautiful answer for this, and it's not your fault. It is literally your brain. We have something called the negativity bias. It's a feature, not a bug, from our ancient ancestors who needed to remember every dangerous thing in their environment to survive. Your brain was designed to hold on. It was built to catalog threats, to remember pain, to keep tabs on everything that could go wrong so that you could stay alive in a world full of predators. Wonderful, right? Very useful when you're living in a cave. Significantly less useful when you're losing sleep over a text message that was left unread. Your nervous system does not know the difference between a saber-toothed tiger and a passive-aggressive comment from your mother-in-law. It responds the same way: alert, tense, hold on, do not let go. And so you hold, you grip, you replay, you plan, you prepare for the worst. And the irony is that all of this holding on is actually what keeps you stuck. The very mechanism designed to protect you becomes the prison. Here's another affirmation I want you to sit with. My mind is at peace. I release the past with love, and I trust that life is always working in my favor, even when it doesn't look like it. even when it feels the opposite. Say it softly, say it loud. Write it on a sticky note and put it on your bathroom mirror so that tomorrow morning, when you're staring at your reflection, trying to gear up for another day, the first thing you see is a reminder that you are on your own side. Now, act as if nothing matters. Let's talk about what this actually means. Because I don't want you walking away from this video thinking I told you to become a carefree chaos gremlin who ignores responsibilities and burns their planner. That is not the message. Although if you have been a little too rigid lately, a tiny bit of chaos gremlin energy could be just what the doctor ordered. The philosophy behind this idea goes back thousands of years. The Stoics talked about it. The Buddhists built entire traditions around it. Even modern psychology is catching up with research on acceptance and what they call psychological flexibility. Acting as if nothing matters is not about apathy. It is not about giving up. It is about releasing the stranglehold that external circumstances have on your internal world. It is the art of doing your best and then loosening your grip on the outcome. It is the practice of recognizing what is within your control, your thoughts, your actions, your responses, and releasing everything else with grace and even a little humor. Because, darling, some of the things we agonize over are genuinely hilarious in hindsight. 5 years from now, you will not remember what you were so anxious about this Tuesday afternoon. 10 years from now, the argument that felt world-ending will be a foggy memory at best. So the question is, can we get to that perspective now? Can we borrow a little wisdom from our future selves, who already know this wasn't worth the suffering? I want to give you a simple framework I call the 3 layers of release. It's not complicated. Nothing transformational needs to be complicated. In fact, I'm suspicious of anything that requires a 17-step process. Real change, in my experience, starts with one small, honest, courageous thought. The first layer is release the outcome. You can set the intention, you can do the work, you can show up fully and completely, and then you have to let the result be what it is. Not because you don't care about succeeding, but because your worth is not determined by the outcome. Your value as a human being is not a variable that goes up and down depending on whether that thing worked out. You are enough before the result comes in. You are enough while you wait. You are enough regardless of what happens next. Practice saying this after something doesn't go the way you planned. This is interesting. I wonder what this is leading me toward. Not, why does this always happen to me? Not, I knew it wouldn't work. Just, this is interesting, because it always is, if you're open enough to look. The second layer is release the opinions of others. Oh, this one. This one is the great work of adulthood, isn't it? We spend so much energy managing our image, curating how we appear, editing ourselves before we speak to make sure we'll be received well. And here is what I know for certain: you cannot be everything to everyone, and the attempt to try will hollow you out completely. People are going to have opinions about you. Some of them will be kind, some of them will be unkind, and most of them will be wrong, because most people are too busy managing their own insecurities to see you clearly anyway. This is not cynicism. This is freedom. When you really understand that other people's opinions are a reflection of their inner world, not a verdict on your worth, something shifts. You stop auditioning for approval and start living your actual life. And the third layer, and this is the deep one, so settle in, is release the story. We all have a story we tell ourselves about who we are, what we're capable of, what we deserve. And for many of us, that story was written by someone else. A parent who said you were too sensitive, a teacher who said you weren't smart enough, a relationship that left you believing you were too much or not enough. That story is not true. That story is not you. That story is simply a collection of old thoughts that have been repeated so many times they started to feel like facts. But a thought is not a fact. A feeling is not a fact. They are visitors, and visitors, even the very loud, very persistent ones, can be shown the door. Here's an affirmation specifically about your story, and I want you to say this one out loud if you can. I am not my past. Every day is a new beginning, and I choose thoughts that support and nurture me. Let that land. Let it really land. You are not your past. You are not the worst thing that ever happened to you. You are not the mistakes you made when you were younger and didn't know better. You are a living, breathing, evolving human being with the remarkable capacity to begin again and again and again. Now here's where I want to get a little practical, because inspiration without action is just a very nice feeling that fades by Thursday. So I'm going to give you something to actually do. Today, not eventually, today. I want you to pick one thing, just one, that you have been holding on to. One worry, one grudge, one fear, one person's opinion that has been living rent-free in your mind. Just one. And I want you to write it down on a piece of paper. Not your notes app. Actual paper. There's something about the physical act of writing that your nervous system responds to differently. Write it down, look at it, and stay with me here. I want you to say these words to it. I see you. I acknowledge that you exist. And I am choosing to release you because you no longer serve me. Then, if you're feeling bold, tear the paper up. Or burn it if you're dramatically inclined and have proper fire safety measures in place. The physical act of destruction sends a message to your subconscious that this thing is done, released, over. You're not suppressing it. You're not pretending it never existed. You're completing it and moving on. There is a huge difference between avoiding your feelings and processing them. We are processing today. And here's what I want you to know about that process. It might not feel like fireworks. Letting go often feels more like a quiet exhale than a dramatic breakthrough. You might write the thing down, tear it up, and think, I still feel kind of tense. That's okay. That is completely okay. You are repatterning years, possibly decades of habitual thinking. It is not going to transform overnight, but you will have planted a seed, and seeds, given water and patience and a little faith, grow into things that can shade entire generations. I want to talk for a moment about what happens on the other side of letting go, because I think sometimes we're afraid to release things because we don't know what will be there when we do. There's a strange comfort in our suffering, isn't there? At least the worry feels familiar. At least the grief feels like connection. At least the holding on feels like I'm doing something. But here is what I have seen over and over and over again in the lives of people who chose to let go spaciousness, not emptiness, spaciousness. Room for new ideas, new relationships, new possibilities that could not get through the door because your arms were too full of old things. When you stop spending your energy managing old pain, you have energy for new joy. When you stop rehearsing worst-case scenarios, your mind starts imagining best-case ones. When you stop building walls, you might be surprised how many beautiful people are willing to walk right in. This is not naive optimism. This is the practical reality of what happens when you remove an obstruction. Flow resumes. Your natural state is not anxiety. Your natural state is not fear. Your natural state, underneath all the conditioning and the worry and the old stories, is love, is creativity, is peace. And you access that natural state, not by working harder, but by releasing more. Affirmation time, and this one I want you to drop in the comments today because I genuinely want to see it there. I want you to write, I am open to the flow of life. I release all resistance, and good comes to me easily and freely. Write that in the comments. Do it. Make it an act of public declaration because there is power in saying something out loud, in putting it somewhere where it's real, where it exists beyond just the inside of your own head. Community and affirmation together are a remarkable thing. Now, I want to address the voice in your head because I know it's there that says, but this is all very well and good, but you don't know my situation. My situation is actually complicated. My situation actually involves real stakes. And you're right, I don't know your specific situation, but I have sat with people in some of the most devastating circumstances imaginable, and I have seen the ones who found peace and the ones who didn't, and the determining factor was never the size of the problem. It was the willingness to look at their own thinking. The ones who healed were not the ones with the easiest lives. They were the ones who decided, regardless of what happened, regardless of what had been done to them, regardless of the circumstances they were born into, that they were going to take responsibility for their own inner world, not responsibility for what happened to them, responsibility for how they were going to respond to it going forward. That is the most radical thing I know. That is where real power lives. Not in controlling the world around you, but in choosing deliberately, consciously, moment by moment, how you inhabit it. Here is something that I want you to think about as we start to wrap up this conversation. Because we're not ending, we're just pausing. This journey you're on continues long after this video does. Think about a moment in your life when something you were terrified of losing. Something you clung to with everything you had. Think about what happened after you lost it. And then think about what eventually came in its place. For most of us, if we're honest, there's at least one chapter like that. The relationship that ended and felt like the end of the world, and then opened up space for something truer. The job that disappeared and sent you down a road you never would have chosen, and turned out to be exactly where you were supposed to go. The plan that collapsed, and in the rubble, you found something you hadn't even known to plan for. Life has a way of working for us, even when it looks like it's working against us. But we can only see that with a little distance and a willingness to believe it. Acting as if nothing matters is ultimately an act of faith. Faith that you are held. Faith that the universe, life, the divine, whatever you call it, is not against you. Faith that your highest good is already in motion, even when you cannot see it, even when you're in the middle of the messy part of the story that hasn't resolved yet. And in that faith, you can breathe. In that faith, you can laugh. In that faith, you can show up today not as a bundle of anxieties and defenses, but as a person who is genuinely, curiously, warmly engaged with being alive. Let me give you one last affirmation before I let you go out into your day. Put your hand on your heart. I am serious. Do it. Hand on your heart. Feel your own warmth and say these words. I am safe. I am loved. I am enough. Everything I need comes to me at exactly the right time, and I trust the process of life completely. Take a breath. Let that settle. You are safe. You are loved. You are enough. And if you don't believe any of those things right now, that's okay too. Believe them for 10 seconds, then another 10, and then another after that. That's how it starts. One small, soft, tentative yes to the idea that maybe, just maybe, things could be a little lighter than they've been. Here's your homework, right now, not later. I want you to do 3 things before you close out of this video. First, drop your affirmation in the comments. I am open to the flow of life. I release all resistance, and good comes to me easily and freely. Write it. Mean it. Or at least fake it until the meaning catches up, because sometimes that's how it works and there is no shame in that. Second, share this video with one person in your life who needs to hear it. You know exactly who came to mind just now. Send it to them. Third, if this resonated with you, if something in here landed, if you felt even a moment of that exhale, that spaciousness, that oh maybe, then stay, subscribe, come back. Because this is a conversation, not a lecture, and the conversation is just getting good. You are not too far gone. You are not too broken. You are not too old, too young, too set in your ways, too anything. You are exactly where you need to be to begin exactly what you've been putting off beginning. And the beginning is just a thought, one thought, chosen deliberately, that says, I am allowed to let go. I am allowed to be light. I am allowed to act as if the weight of it all doesn't have to crush me today. It doesn't. It really, truly doesn't. Go live your beautiful, imperfect, extraordinary life. I love you, and more importantly, learn to love yourself. Because when you do, everything else has a way of falling into place.